What's up everybody, it's Adam here with another video. I am back on the road, folks. I am back on the road. I'm in the van. I am sort of waiting out the craziness of the Canadian housing market because it's ridiculous to rent right now in my opinion, but that's another story. We are here to talk about urban campsites at night. If you're in a city, where do you park at night? Where do you sleep? If you're out in natural areas, it's a lot easier. There are way more like little hideaways, public land, crown land in Canada, or actual legitimate campsites or trailer parks if you want to pay. What do you do when you're in a city? I'm going to tell you my 5 best options for camping at night in a city in your van. So here we go. I always recommend that you do this in an ethical way. You know, don't make a big scene if you're going to be camping somewhere. Be private, be low key. Don't make anybody feel uncomfortable or weird. These spots I'm going to show you are very, free of that worry, which is good. So, and as long as you're doing those things, it's all good. No one's going to bother you, and you're not going to bother anyone. So, and one more thing I'll mention as well is if you pull in late and leave early, it's always the best thing to do. Number 1 is obviously Walmart. I'm pretty sure, I slept at Walmart last night. Walmart is a no-brainer. Walmart legally allows you to stay overnight. Any given Walmart you go past in the summertime, keep an eye out for it. You're gonna see loads, like tons of trailers, RVs, vans like mine, sprinters, like anything you can imagine, you're gonna see it at Walmart. That's just what Walmarts are like during the summertime at night. Everybody stays there. You don't wanna stay there for like 10 days in a row, okay? I've heard of people that have got tickets saying like, you have to move your vehicle within 24 hours or you will get towed. So depending on the Walmart, that could happen. I usually show up, in the evening, I'll grab my groceries, then I go to my van and I read and I play some guitar and whatever, and I go to sleep. And I wake up, I'm at Walmart, and then I go to the gym, which is a game-changing van life situation if you get a gym membership. So, number 1, hands down, no-brainers, they're everywhere in Canada and America. Sleep at Walmart. All right, number 2. This one is my new favorite. Like I was just saying, I got a gym membership to Good Life. Game changer. I can afford it this time. The last 2 summers, it was stretching my budget for being in a van. Most people be in a van because they don't want to pay more money to live. My Good Life membership is $90 a month, which, I can handle that this time around. And if you can handle it, just get it. Even if you can't handle it, Good Life is still a good option because it's a 24-hour parking lot, meaning that people are going to be less hassly around there because it's a 24-hour parking lot. And the fact is, when I sleep at Good Life, which I do very often, I'll just go there in the morning. And again, as long as you're following the rules of the parking lot, you're right near the Good Life somewhere where you're allowed to have 24 hours, then go for it, use it. You don't necessarily have to be a member because it is a 24-hour lot, but it's so much better if you're a member. Just as a side note, if you do have a Good Life membership while you're doing van life, it is a game changer, a needle mover, okay? I have a shower every morning, usually a workout every morning, usually a sauna every morning. And then I start my day and I feel so good. So I highly recommend thinking about making a Good Life membership work for you. And at the very least, you can camp there because it's a 24-hour parking lot. Number 3, a quiet dead-end road. Usually I never park on streets when I go to sleep. Recently I found this amazing spot. I forget where it was, I've been traveling a lot. But it was a dead end at the boat launch, so near the water. And it was a huge park on the one side of me. And as long as the signs don't say no parking, so you're allowed to park overnight. If it says you can't park here overnight, then don't park there. But there are many quiet dead-end streets in small towns where there's no signage, and there's other people parked on the road too. So what you do is you just get in there, you park, and I happened to be really lucky. I was beside this massive park, and there was no traffic going by me in the night. It was wonderful. So if you can find a quiet dead-end street, go for it. It's a nice change. The name of the game when you're doing this is to switch up your spots. You don't want to stay in one spot for like a month or even a day or like even 2 days. I move constantly. I move within a short perimeter of where I am, but I move all the time because you don't want to make a scene. You don't want people to be uncomfortable. Be very cautious of other people. what you're doing is out of the ordinary, and that puts people off. That makes people uncomfortable. You don't want to do this and make everybody weirded out. Like, do it on the low key, on the down low, and you'll be all right. So, dead end on-street parking. Number 4, one of my personal new faves is a visitor parking spot at an apartment building. And yeah, you can see these visitor spots are in French because I've been in Montreal a lot. Yeah, I do love Montreal. Yeah, this one kind of breaks the rules a bit, but at the same time, if you're going by an apartment building complex, there's a lot of visitor parking spots. And if it's late enough, you know nobody's going to show up at 9 or 10 at night. And if there's like, 5 or 6 empty spaces, I personally will take my chance if I really need a spot. I don't do this one too often, but every once in a while, if the circumstances are good, I will do that. They don't take an inventory of who's there at the apartment building. Usually if there's a concierge, if it's a condo, you don't do it at a condo. Because at the condos, they'll see who's there and they'll take your license plate. But at apartment buildings, they won't do it. So look for visitor spots if there's enough left, and if the circumstances are good, if it's late enough in the day, nobody's gonna really show up. Pull in there, go to sleep, done. And then leave it early in the morning, because you don't wanna hog the spots. When I do this one, I always feel a bit bad, so I always make sure I pull in a little later and leave a little earlier than normal, just to, again, keep the peace when you're living this life. That's really important. Number 5, okay, once in a while, number 5 I use, like I'm using right now to do a video because I needed a quieter spot. I paid for this spot, so paid parking. Preferably paid parking near a park. I'm at a beautiful spot here. When I look out this way, I just see like a giant green field and forest. It's a nice breeze today. I'm in the shade and it's a hot day, so it's really nice. So once in a while, it is absolutely worth every penny to just pay for a good private parking spot, especially if it's next to a natural area. I can't recommend that enough. And park there overnight. This spot is pretty sweet because it's at a metro station. I know I'll get a good night's sleep here if I really need it, if I'm tired or something. And if I want to go straight downtown the next day on the metro, it's right there. So this is a sweet spot. It's got a lot going for it. And it's quiet. There's no one whizzing by. It's way off the main road. Whether it's right in a city center, there's cheap city parking in a city center. If it's a lot, you need a place to stay. In Canada, we have green peas, they're called. Municipal parking lots, boat launches, city parks. They're not as free as Walmart, obviously. Walmart is free and you stay there and it's great, but it's not as nice of a sleep. The sun is beating down on the parking lot first thing in the morning. There's more action around there. So I'm paying for privacy and solitude and tranquility right now, and it's so worth it because I know what most parking lots are like. All right, that wraps up everything. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe and watch my new music that's been coming out. I recorded an album recently and that's been going well. So check that out if you like, or check out my van videos, and I will see you at the next one. Cheers.